All right, folk, welcome to the back of the van. This is going to be the last time we see Sai in the back of the van for at least a good 3-month period. And this has been one hell of a journey over the last 2.5 years living in this van. Now, for those that don't know, I've been living in this van for the last 2.5 years. I started out in London whilst I was working in property investment. I stayed in the back of this van just as a bare van. I built it for 18 months whilst I was working a full-time job. I then quit that job because I wanted to live a different lifestyle. I didn't want to be stuck inside the system. I quit that job. I went traveling around Europe in the van. I started a YouTube channel. I came back to the UK probably about 3 to 4 months ago now, something like this. And basically I set myself a challenge of posting every day. And that's what I was calling a 60-day YouTube posting challenge. Now, this video today is day 45. And for those that haven't seen the last few videos, we've basically decided to flip life up and I'm going to Thailand. Well, I'm going out to Asia. So I plan to go to Thailand, Cambodia and Vietnam. And I'm going to be vlogging whilst I'm out there. However, the journey time at the moment is looking at around 44 hours with staying in the airports in between. I'm going to Dublin tomorrow. I've got to be in that airport for 24 hours. So I'm hopefully going to be reviewing one of these sleeper pods that they've got there. Then I'm flying out to Abu Dhabi and then I reach Bangkok at about 7 o'clock on Friday morning. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video today on day 45 is because naturally I'm going to be flying, I'm going to be in airports, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to post a video on each day. So I'm still going to be recording every day, don't get me wrong, so the challenge is still going to complete. It's just I don't know whether I'll be flying and stuff like this, and obviously with Wi-Fi, internet and the rest of it, especially with journeying over the next 2 days, it might be a little bit difficult. Anyway, I've always kept you guys up to date with YouTube earnings and stuff like this. I think it's extremely important for anyone who's interested in potentially doing YouTube, living a different lifestyle, whatever. Most of you guys will know that have been following this channel. I was doing very well with property investment. I was making around £100,000 a year. But I don't really care about money. I would much rather pursue freedom. I'd much rather earn a lot less money and just get by, to have food, to travel around, to create new experiences, rather than making a fortune living in London and living the same mundane life that I was living. That's why I went on this new journey to try and change my life. Now, what I've always done is shared YouTube earnings throughout as I've gone along, because I think honesty is the best policy. So for anyone who truly wants to potentially embark on this journey, escape the system, live a different way, you hear about YouTubers earning fortunes and all this kind of stuff, but there's not too many people that share the absolute truth of YouTube and the journey as it happens. Success is easy to talk about afterwards. It's not easy to talk about as you are living and going through the process, and especially when times are challenging. And that's why I've always kept people up to date. The reason that I want to do this on day 45 of this challenge, like I said, I've been doing a 60-day challenge, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to post over the next couple of days. And with me literally flying out towards Thailand, yes, Dublin tomorrow, but it's a 3-part flight, so I'm on my way to Thailand. This is basically going to be the end of my UK van life journey, you could say. I was in Europe beforehand, and then we've been hammering out content in the UK, traveling to towns and cities. But I really want to share this with you guys, because the reason that I've decided to fly out to Thailand and to go to Asia, I believe that this is going to shake things up a bit. I'm going to be able to create more interesting content, show people amazing things, different food, different cultures, and basically just go on another adventure. I may be wrong, I guess we will soon find out, but that's why I've decided to make this decision. And I basically had enough data behind me now, after doing this for the last 45 days, to paint a picture. And I'm going to share all of the metrics, the true numbers with you, actually pretty quickly, to be honest with you. I'm just going to jump straight into the numbers, and so you can see daily what it's been producing and stuff like this. And then you can kind of decide, well, do you think that this is worth it or isn't? So let's jump straight into it. That's the reasoning anyway, so hopefully there's some understanding there for people that are a bit curious. I'm literally doing this on my phone, by the way. Everything that I ever record is just done on my phone. So for anyone with excuses thinking I don't have professional equipment, I don't have microphones, all this kind of stuff, I've never used that. I've been using this phone, which is an iPhone 12 with a cracked screen, when I went on my crazy water mission the other day. But anyway, so at the moment I'm recording on my girlfriend's phone, by the way, which is an iPhone 11, just to let you know. Anyway, jumping straight into it, I'll share this on the screen so you guys can see. This is just keeping you up to date with some truth. Now, as you know, as I've mentioned, I've been posting for the last 45 days. And basically what I'm going to do is jump straight into the revenue, because let's face it, that's what you guys are interested in. Now, looking straight at the dashboards, subscribers have grown 449 over the last 28 days, which I'm actually very pleased with. Now, I did do an interview with Mad Mark, and whenever you do interviews with other YouTubers or you partner with other YouTubers, naturally you then you know, kind of infiltrate their audience, so your subscriber count is going to go up significantly. If I show you that in terms of subscribers, you can see there was a huge jump recently, and that's since I interviewed him, and it got nearly 140 subscribers over, what's this, from the 29th to the 31st. So literally a 2-day period, basically the subscriber count went up by over 140, and that's because I did that interview, and you can see it's still growing. But either way, since I've started this posting challenge, the channel has been consistently growing, and you're looking at about anywhere between 5 and 15 subscribers per day as an average, which is really good. I've mentioned on the previous, I do believe that slow and steady does win the race on YouTube. I've had videos in the past that have just blown up, but the problem is then everyone just wants that one type of content, and unless you can keep replicating that content, the subscribers are not going to watch any more of your content, and then really it's kind of a waste other than that one video. I would rather just keep chipping away, having subscribers that are interested in what I'm doing on a daily basis, because then over a long period of time your subscribers will keep going, and so will your views, and views are the most important thing on YouTube to you earning revenue. Simple as this. We've had 65,000 views over the last 28 days. Really good. You can see the most important thing for me is just to see the chart is in an upward trajectory, and that's what we have seen, and that's what I wanted. You can see with watch time hours as well. Now, bear in mind, guys, you need 4,000 hours watch time to be monetized on YouTube. And you can see just in the last 28 days alone, this has got 8.5 thousand hours of watch time. So this channel would have been monetized inside a month. Obviously, I'm not starting from scratch, so just bear that in mind. But it does show that straight away, as soon as you start posting content frequently, if people are interested in that content and they watch it, it is worthwhile. If I jump us over to the 90-day period here, because I think it's quite important, you can see basically the first video that I put out on this channel after this time was the 13th of February. And you can see we were, you know, within reason, we were nearly flatlining until the 13th of February. And then all of a sudden on the 13th of February, naturally the watch time hours started to increase, and that's when I just started posting every day. Before that, I'd literally had like a month's break and then a 2-month break, and I was just kind of all over the place because I was traveling around and more interested in traveling. Now, jumping over to the revenue, you can see here the channel has earned over the last 28 days $584.36 in revenue, which for me, to be honest with you, is absolutely fantastic, and I'm really, really happy with that, because this has shown a significant amount of growth over this period. You can look down here, and where it says how much you're earning, you can look at where I basically wasn't posting and just riding off the previous videos, just posting every now and then. You can see in November it was $67, December $49, January $48, and then like I said, on the 13th of February I started posting again. So from the 13th of February till the end of the month, that earned $141. And then you can see March now. March is the first full month that we have now completed posting every single day throughout March, and that has brought in $675, which is absolutely fantastic, especially when you live in a van. you don't really have many overheads. You only really need to buy some food and fuel. You've pretty much got everything covered, to be honest with you, with that. So it shows that if you do put in the work, that you can actually achieve something like this. And, you know, with effort, a little bit of planning, then you really can nearly live off YouTube. That's the truth. Now, I do think it's also important though to look, because there's different ways that you can earn. We've obviously got watch page ads, and also short feeds ads don't really count. I mean, I'll show you that quickly. It's literally earned 17p over the last 28 days. That's because I've not posted shorts for over a year. I was posting that when I was at work, and then I stopped and I just focused on long-term content. But you've got watch page ads, and you've also got supers. Supers are super thanks, which people can give you on a video when they are thankful or grateful, whatever you want to call it, for your content. And that's absolutely amazing. Over the last 28 days, I have been gifted $243.13. That's from 26 people, so they're legendary. Thank you in advance to those people. It's truly, truly appreciated. So $243 has been gifted through super thanks to this channel. Now, the one that I would say is the most important if you're actually thinking about doing YouTube though, because you can't base it on other people just giving you money. Each channel is going to be significantly different for that. However, with watch page ads, this is something that you can potentially look at this and decide, actually, yeah, this is how many views I need, etc. And this is roughly how much it's going to pay. Now you can see the watch page ads over the last 28 days, so from the 5th of March until the 1st of April, is paid $341.06. That is actually fantastic, because that is a significant amount of growth. Now, if I show you over a 90-day period, because I want to bring it before I started this challenge of posting every day, which is day 45 at the moment, like I mentioned, on the 13th of February, I just started posting. At that time, the channel was making 64 cents or pence, whatever you want to call it, in revenue. Now you can see the more recent numbers. Bear in mind, you do need to account that I've obviously done this interview, which has gone well and getting more views. But you can see on the 31st of March, which is the latest one tracked, that's now gone up to $20. Now, this is me being completely realistic and to help people who want to do YouTube. The highest number is not the number that you should really look at, because you can fluke a video or get a video that just gets a lot of views, but then your lower average suddenly starts to take effect. Now, that video at the moment, the interview, I think it's on about 4,000 views, and that was only done a couple of days ago, hence why you see a $20 earning day. But realistically, as an average, I'd say most of my videos are hitting about 2,000 to 2,500. The true number that you should look at if you're actually interested in YouTube and YouTube earnings to show true progressive long-term growth is your bottom end average. That's the most important number to look at, because then you can show whether the lower end average of your channel and your earnings is truly increasing, because that shows overall channel growth rather than just one fluky spike from a video. And if I show you this, I'll take us to the 21st of February. So that's just over a week since I started posting every single day. And it went from 60 odd pence, whatever that was, to $3.83. Now I'm going to talk completely realistic to you here about numbers, because some of these numbers people can look at and think, wow, you're working every day and you're only getting $3, etc. But let me explain, and then hopefully you can see the bigger picture here. Now, on the 21st of February, like I said, it was $3.83. The next lower end average that I would say that's important to look at is the 25th of February. That's $6.50. Then you can see between that, there was a huge spike up where obviously, I believe that is actually where I stayed at Caravan City in Bristol. That video did well on about 4,500 views. That's why you see that huge spike. But the more important number to that is the next lower end average, which is actually not on the 7th of March, which was $8, because as you can see on the 15th of March, the lower end average came down slightly to $7.58. But that has now been the lowest since today's date, and hopefully that keeps increasing, and that's the most important thing, because the next lower average then was on the 19th of March, and that was $8.24, and then after that we're on the 25th of March, which is $11.50. The most important thing that you need to look at here, the bottom of the graph is moving in an upwards trajectory, and the lower earnings of the day are continuously increasing. And I really want to, share this to hopefully help people see the bigger picture of YouTube and the bigger picture of just putting in a lot of work over a long period of time. Because to be honest with you, it's easy to look at this and think, wow, this guy's put in 45 days of work, and most of these vlogs are not like this. I've literally been vlogging my whole day, so it is a lot of work. And a lot of people could look at this and think, wow, on the 21st of February, you've been putting in a whole week's worth of work and you're only earning $3.83 for that day's worth of effort. Yes, that's true. But like I said, you go to the next lower end average, that's gone up to $8. Now that is actually over 100% increase in a week. That's a significant amount. This is why YouTube is often exponential. It does not reward you early on, but if you keep putting in consistent effort, hopefully your channel keeps growing. And then over the long term, if I now get a 40% increase on $12, it's going to be moving my lower end average up, to about $18, something like this, maybe slightly less, $17. And then you get another 40% increase on that. You're looking at 25, another 40%, then you're hitting 40. And all of a sudden then, in a few months' time, this is when your lower end numbers are still looking good. And then obviously you benefit extremely from the higher end earnings when you do get the videos that do well. But anyway, guys, that's it. It's as simple as this. I've shown you exactly what the channel has been earning. I'm about to go to Thailand to shake things up, and I am hoping that I can create new fresh content, and we will see this continue to increase, but hopefully even at a faster pace. Will I be right? Will I be wrong? I guess time will tell. Either way, I'm about to go on a mad journey over the next 3 months, and regardless what happens, I promise you, I'll keep you up to date. I'll always be honest with all of the numbers, even if the channel goes down, doesn't make as much money, and I'm completely wrong. I will share that truthfully with you guys, because then for people who do think, maybe travel content, different countries, or maybe van life and stuff like this, hey, you can see the reality of YouTube and whether some of the moves that I've made are sensible and some of them are not. Anyway, I hope this has helped people. Any questions, just let me know. I will still try and post each day, but like I said, my flight is tomorrow morning, very early. I'm going to Dublin, and then we're in the airport for 24 hours, and it's just going to be difficult, but we'll see how we go. Hope this has helped people, and I will see you on the next video.